Time of Heroes. This is the President's program to provide fighters, a fighting people, fighting individuals, and fighting governors for the regions. But where can you find such fighting governors? The presidential administration is currently facing major problems precisely in finding good candidates for the casting of governors for the regions. Governors should be from combat units, but not former officials, not ex-members of the State Duma, not ex-bureaucrats, but specifically combat officers, real fighters who have just completed the special military operation and who should come straight from the special military operation directly into the governor's chair. But that's impossible. But in Russia, anything is possible. Specifically for Russia, such untested governors. The presidential administration says they lack charisma, they don't have the skills to work in such positions. They have nothing. But it's precisely those who have nothing, who own nothing, that are needed. Needed today for Russia. Today, Russia is conducting an experiment on itself by taking people from the masses, like they used to say, the destitute. They took a destitute person from the people and put them in a leadership position. Can you imagine what it means for a destitute person with a host of psychological and deep-seated inferiority complexes? What will this destitute person do as governor? Fight for justice? Is that what you think? Well, I think such a person will work out their inferiority complexes on the people. It was precisely such morally and psychologically deficient individuals who made up those Cheka or OGPU troikas that used to go around villages and take the last possessions from peasants. But this was called the fight against kulaks, dekulakization. Dekulakization of an ordinary family, just a completely normal one, with 5 children. But peasant families traditionally had many children. Hardly any of the children survived after such dekulakization when their last grain, their very last possessions, were taken away. They say they even pulled the pillows from under the heads of the elderly, and this was also called dekulakization. They would take the blankets off the old people and keep them for themselves. Why? They sold them. They sold them at exorbitant prices, sold them at markets. And the old person no longer had any way to buy back that pillow or blanket which he had saved up for years, bit by bit, from his chickens. They would rip out the down and feathers and make new items from them. So now, such governors will be appointed, without experience, without any relevant skills. They will be completely unqualified people. And woe to those regions that will have to work under such governors. The beginning was made. The beginning was made when, as you remember, Putin started appointing his own bodyguards from the Presidential Security Service, from the FSO. He started appointing them to governor positions. I don't know how they managed. But back then, at that time, they still had assistants. And the old ones from the Governor's Guild, who were still in office. One would replace another, but the whole team could move to the new governor. But now, when there isn't even a team anymore, everyone has scattered. Everyone has scattered from their posts, everyone has left, everyone is abroad. No one wants to stay in a country where they are about to conduct a huge experiment. It's not even an experiment, but rather a trial run of a new psychological weapon. That's why they need governors who don't understand anything. Military heroes. The program that supposedly Putin is following, or maybe it's already a team above him, someone above Putin, because Russia will be subjected to absolutely terrible trials in the next 3 years. It's going to happen. Russia will survive for another year, but by the end of 2025, the winter could be fatal. It will be a cold one for many because the electricity will be cut off. There will be no heating. And all of this will happen at the end of 2025. It will be a tragedy for the people. The cities will be spared for now. Cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg, but not for long. Don't think that everything will be fine. Remember the siege of Leningrad. Always remember it. The siege of Leningrad. Moscow will be set on fire. It will be blown up, set ablaze. And what about Petersburg? Petersburg will go hungry again. And there will be another great siege of Leningrad. That's what concerns Petersburg. So people of Petersburg, be vigilant. And remember the massacre of 1923. Do you remember? I have a video on this topic about how they slaughtered, wiped out all of Petersburg. And then everyone else would say, but we're natives of Petersburg. We took the documents. Of those stabbed and killed, the Neva River was completely filled with corpses for a month and a half. That's what happened in Petersburg. You just have to remember history. But people won't remember history now. Why? It's very simple. The presidential administration gives instructions. Mainly, of course, it's the security forces who give the orders about Stalin, so that no one talks anymore about his cruel, bloody era. That is, in schools, the concepts of the Stalin era will be replaced and distorted, and Stalin will no longer have any mistakes. Stalin will always and everywhere be right. Lenin, as you can see, has been forgotten, right? Lenin is basically being forgotten. Lenin isn't needed now. But Stalin? Stalin is a hero, a generalissimo. Stalin will once again be the hero of our time. For those who will, well, friends, I don't even know how to put it. For the people, Stalin will be infallible at that time. Someone who never made mistakes and always led the people forward. But is that really the case? And that's the scariest part, because here everything was exactly the opposite. Oh, friends, what a harsh time you have to live through. I am Tanya Karatsuba Sidberkan. Today we have with you August 24th, 2025.